Your turn.
I don't think it should be repealed. I think that there are things that we're going to learn along the way to make it more effective. I think there's a lot of provisions in the law that working with institutes of health, working with the VA, working with the CDC, working with state commissioners of insurance, working with innovative groups like Fairview, Cleveland Clinic, the Mayo Clinic, we're going to become more effective, more efficient, and deliver better health care. We're going to learn how to customize health care, which will actually provide better health care, therefore lowering costs. But those things are not going to happen overnight. That's part of a time frame and a timeline going in. And we're going to lose all those opportunities for that very innovation which we need. What I'm proud about this bill is this is not a European bill. This is not an African bill. This is not an Asian bill. This is an American bill. And this is coming up with using our innovation, our intellect, our sense of community to come up with healthcare reforms that will serve America. And so I don't want to see it repealed. I want to see us move forward, and I hope we have more forums like we do tonight, because honest people are going to disagree about different parts of the bill. They're going to want to speed things up, slow things down. But repeal to me is not an option. I don't think anybody wants to go backwards.
I hope folks picked up on the way in, or if you haven't, there's a wonderful timeline at the back table put out by the Kaiser Family Foundation that really does a nice job of summarizing what's in the bill. And you just one look at it and you'll see that there is a lot in this bill. It also tells you what's coming by what year. So it's a really good resource for people who want to understand more about what's in this legislation. And it's important that we all do. If we're going to talk about things like shall we repeal it and start over, it would be helpful if the public understood what would be lost if indeed we were to repeal the bill. I think there's a lot in here that a lot of people will find very important. In terms of people with disabilities, such as we serve at Courage Center, there are some really important advancements in this bill. In terms of quality of care and beginning to change the incentives in the system, as Congresswoman McCollum said. Very important studies are in this bill, demonstration projects are in this bill. That just about every good idea anybody's had for the last 30 years is in this bill somewhere. Now the critics will say, and I'm one of them, but it's going to take us forever, if then, before we'll get all these demonstrations done and before the whole system will really be changed. I do worry just about our ability to stay the course long enough to reap some of the benefits in the bill. But the ideas are there. What's really tragic, I think, is just that our public discourse has gotten so hyper-partisan and polarized, and it's about the politics, not about the policy. I think I will never forget Senator Durenberger saying somewhere along the way this summer, kind of grumbling, you would never know it, but this bill, the bill that passed, essentially was the Republican alternative to the Clinton legislation in the early 90s. This is a very moderate bill. For a lot of liberals, it doesn't go nearly far enough or fast enough. So the fact that it is so, so hyper politicized is, to me, is a worrisome sign about just our politics in general, and the fact that we're not really dealing with the substance of what's in the bill when we talk about wholesale repeal because this is a giant government takeover. The facts just don't support that. But people are going to need to know what's in here and say we don't want to go backward and lose some of those important